So we've got to reflect, we've got to look back and look at things honestly, even the painful things.
Yes.
Face the reality. Because often there's an opportunity for growth.
Yes.
There's an opportunity for change, even though it's painful.
Yes. It can be a blessing in disguise.
Exactly. Usually when we look back, the minute we see something very painful, we shut the door.
Yeah.
And we think, that's why I'm never going to look back again. But by looking at that painful thing, often we find that that's the room.
Right.
That's the place where we can grow. And there's a great story about facing the painful choice in order to get a renewal. A
Consciously, yeah. It is a story of an eagle.
The eagle, the eagle's renewal.
Eagle's renewal.
It's a great story.
Yeah. Is it a factual story?
No, it's more of a fable.
Fable, yeah.
So you don't have to take it as a scientific fact, but I think it speaks deeply to our lives.
Yes. So there was a village of an eagle. This is the Eagle Village.
Eagle Village.
Yeah.
Wow, sounds very epic.
It may be Eagleville.
Eagleville, up in the mountains probably.
Yes. And then of course, eagles were living there. And then most of eagles live up to age 40. But there was a legend transferred by word of mouth. And then the legend said that through a special process, they can live up to 70 years.
70 years. It sounds fantastic, but it was just a legend.
That's a legend. And nobody, they looked around, but nobody is living up to 70 years.
So it's probably like a lot of our myths, and oh yeah, nice myth, but that's not reality.
Right.
But how about...
There's one eagle.
There's one courageous eagle.
Who was very bold and confident. And one day he said, I think he's turning 39 or something.
He's 39.
Yeah. And
you
then,
know how it is.
Right. And then his feather is becoming not bright.
Yeah, a little ragged.
And then his talons become so weak.
Arthritic.
Yes. And then his beak is become frail too.
Oh, painful, right?
Yeah. So, when eagles were young, then they were really confident about their, appearance.
Yeah. And they don't have any fear. They can hunt and they can catch food.
Yes. But, with this weakening body, he become more and more losing their faith, become less confident.
He knows the end is coming.
Yeah. And then one day he decided that, either A or B, I will die. I will die anyway. So why don't I try the legend and I set the example of living up to 70 years.
Wow. But why don't more people go for this legend? Is it an easy process?
No, the legend is a very difficult and painful process. Ascetic training.
So even though it's a painful process and even though he might die,
he might die.
He wanted to give it a shot.
Yes. So because it is very ascetic meditation training, so he caught a rabbit.
So he's got a little food.
Yeah, rabbit, and then fly high with his last ounce of power, so high to a cliff.
Way up high. And you know what? I can just imagine his eagle friends and family saying, "What are you doing?
Why bother?
You're almost 40 years old. Rest.
You
Stay
lived a good
here.
life.
You did a good job."
Yeah.
But he said, no, I have to try.
I will just go. Yeah. So he flew, and then without going to the nail shop, he just hit the rock with the talon.
To break apart the old talons, shatter them on the rocks.
Yeah, and then he was trying to pluck all his feathers.
So painful.
Yeah.
All the old feathers until he's naked.
Yeah, naked. Yeah. And then he hit rock with his beak.
Totally smashed the beak, got rid of the old beak.
Yeah.
So this is the process.
Yeah, and imagine an eagle with no talons, no beak, and no feather. And what is that?
No power.
Yeah, no power. But with that state, he endured, and from that state, he began several months of ascetic process.
Wow, so painful.
Yeah, and it is cold in the high cliff.
He must have let go of any expectation.
Yeah. But he just kept going. No give up. Because I believe he trusts himself. I think there is the power.
Right.
Yeah. Not giving any skeptical. and a skeptical view.
Even when he looks so weak, even when it's so painful, so lonely, so hopeless, but doesn't give up.
He kept going because he trusted in himself. And then later, something new happened. He got this new beak, a new talent, and of course new feathers. Without going to beauty shop.
Without the beauty shop. Real renewal.
Yeah, real renewal.
And then he turned 40.
Yeah, and then he confidently flew back to the Eagleville.
Can you imagine what they would say?
Wow, they'll be, oh my God, who are you?
Some people would be so overjoyed. It's a miracle.
Yeah, some eagles.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And some eagles would not believe it. Oh, it's impossible.
They don't want to believe it.
They don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
But he did it.
Yeah. After that, he gave a national eagle lecture tour.
So he taught his methods.
Yes. So NELT. NELT.
NELT.
National Eagle Lecture Tour.
I would go to that lecture. I bet everybody loved it. I bet some people were still resistant. Oh, he's full of crap. He's telling a lie.
Yeah. So, but the core of this story means that we need to face our limitation and then don't give in to any skepticism.
Yes.
Trust in yourself.
What have we got to lose?
Yeah.
We are all here for a short time.
Right.
If there's a way that we can grow and renew ourselves,
yes,
even if it's painful.
So everything is your attitude.
Isn't it worth it? Yeah.
Yes.
Everything's your attitude. How about for us? How about we're not eagles? We can't just break our bodies and grow a new one. But metaphorically, isn't there something that we can do just like that?
Yes. Yes.
Isn't there some part of what has made us strong up to this point, but it's getting weak or it's getting old and we have to break it?
Yes. We need to break our wall.
We need to break our wall.
Who can do it? If not me, who can do it? Who will break my wall?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then be vulnerable.
Be vulnerable. Yeah, be vulnerable.
And then trust what is going to grow back. What is going to grow after we let go of all those things that we were so attached to.
Yeah, people tend to see that vulnerability is like our weakness, but actually with the vulnerability, we can grow.
That's right.
Yeah, and it takes courage to face your vulnerability.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with that, we can renew ourselves.
Thank you, everybody. Please share your stories of reflecting, of renewing, of your second half or the next stage of your life that you're designing. We'd love to hear about it.
And please subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, don't miss any of our videos. And hopefully we'll have some audio podcasts soon.
Soon, very soon.
Very soon. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.